morning. He is on his way, if he's not already there, in Durango for the day, in and out. So Ryan, I think is here, but you've got me to lead the lift today. So let's go ahead and start out. Tell me something good. Don't
Uh,
all jump.
Shout out to Cynthia. She's closing her first deal.
Awesome. When does that happen, Katie?
Thursday.
Awesome. Yay. I love it whenever that all comes to fruition. Anybody else?
Yes, Karen here at Mountain Properties. I have a listing coming up in Dot Zero, Two Rivers. If anyone has a buyer, it's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. So just keep that in mind. Thank you.
Awesome.
Great job, Karen.
Thanks.
Congrats. Anybody else? I'll share something real quick. The Dillon Amphitheater has free shows on Mondays in the summer. And there was a really fun one last night. And I feel like, where's Sarah O'Connor? I don't think she's back yet, or maybe she comes back today. I mean, who knows? Sarah might have been there. But it was an EDM show. It was the Polish ambassador. And I dragged my butt over to the show and danced for about 2 hours. And, just remembering that summertime in Summit is really fun. And that's what we're here for. It was a really good mental reset. So take your time for yourselves too. Cool. All right. Let's move on to the next one, unless anybody else has anything. All right, our events, trainings, and announcements. I highly recommend that if you haven't been jumping on to the Monday morning Breakthrough 120 KWRI accountability calls, you do it. They're really, really, really good, guys. Even if you're 30 years in the business, just starting out your day on Monday or starting out your week with that is a really good thing. Unless you have 7 meetings on Mondays like Ryan and I do, then it makes it a little bit harder. But it's a really great way to start out your day. You can get connected on there through command. Go to connect and search for Breakthrough 120 accountability, and you can register for that. Tuesdays, Katie is doing productivity coaching in the Frisco office and on Zoom. Please make sure you get with Katie so that so that your expectations are all aligned on that as well. And then Rod is continuing to do contracts calls on Wednesdays from 1:30 to 3:30. June 24th at 10 o'clock, we are hosting our Mo Anderson watch party because we hit our goal for KW Cares. And not on this right now, but something that I do want to mention, on Friday, there is a tech call as well that is really good for you to learn a little bit more about command. And if you are thinking to yourself, this is the first time I've heard about any of all of this. Well, please subscribe to the KWTOTR calendar. We are in the practice right now of not sending out a gajillion emails and clogging up your inboxes with every single thing that happens. So help us help you not have inbox overflow, and subscribe to the calendar so that you stay abreast of all of the events that are happening. All right, let's move on to the next. This is a kind of a new one. We do blood drives here in the Frisco office a couple of times a year, and there is a blood drive that will be happening on Friday, July 10th from 10 to 2. So if you were planning on working in the office on Friday, July 10th, make a note that you don't want to work in the office on Friday, July 10th, because the Vitalant group comes in and basically takes over the whole space and it becomes a blood drive center. So if you need to work for the day, either plan on hopping next door into the adjacent space or working in Breck or giving yourself a Summit County local day and going and doing something fun. Next. Russ and Charles Mile High Market Brief. If you need to be an industry expert and you're not sure where to get the information, do this every Monday at noon. If you miss it, you can rewatch it. Next, all right, Mega Camp is Wednesday, August 9th. Simon Sinek is the keynote speaker, and I believe that Russ did, a presentation a couple of lifts ago about, some of Simon's teaching. So he is the keynote speaker. If you do have the availability to go to Mega Camp, it is going to be very good. In the last couple of years, there has been Mega Agent Camp and then Mega Leadership Camp. And this year they are putting both together so that everybody has that opportunity to learn from each other in one space at one time. August 17th through 20th. If you have more questions about that, let me know. Next. And this, if you don't want to go out of state, mark your calendars for the Rocky Mountain Summit. Send us an email, text, smoke signals. Don't send smoke signals. That would not be good in this fire danger time of year, please. Let us know if you want a ticket, and we will buy tickets in bulk and get you registered and then charge back. But please make sure that we know. I know I do have a few of you on a list, so continue to let me know. Next. Recognition for closings, cappers, and contributors. What do we got, Marielle? So a couple of our luxury listing highlights in Vail. Ryan has an almost $6.5 million listing at 1388 Buffer Creek Buffer. I don't know how to say that. Buffer? Buffer Creek.
No, sorry.
Buffer, yeah. Ann and I are guessing in Vail. Brooke has a 3.9 in Eagle at 61 New York Mountain Road. And Joan has another one in Eagle, 2 Mill, 139 North Penstemon Lane. Next. And then in Summit, Ann has 180 Emmett Road in Breck at 1.8. Monica has in Granby 455 Willis Drive at 1.7. And Jeff over in Estes has 2864 US Highway 36 for 3.1. So lots of cool properties to show our clients. Now, today we're going to do something just a little bit different. Our chair chat is, let's see, Katie, Jeff, and Ann, are you all here and ready? And Ann's right next to me so that we can not echo. It'll just be a little bit easier. Katie, I saw you were driving. Are you in a good spot? Oh wait, Katie's here too. We're all gonna scooch around the computer. Yay. Nothing like being cozy. I love it. Okay, awesome. So the way that this panel is going to work right now is, do you want to grab a chair?
I'm actually comfortable standing if that's okay with you guys.
It's fine. Great. Yeah, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you all a question, and then we'll just, one at a time go around and answer. And then if we want to dig a little bit deeper into any of this, then we for sure can. So we have some new folks on this call today. And yeah, get the light. Thanks. We have some new folks on this call today, and so I know that like all of you are known in the market centers. But how about you each give us a 60-second version of your real estate story? How long you've been in business? What's your business look like today? And what do you think the biggest contributor to your success? So.
Sure. I'll go first. I have been, so I'm Ann Skinner. I run the Skinner team. We have been in business now for 12 years. I started off as a solo agent, but our team has grown. We have 3 to 4 active agents on the team, plus 2 other licensed members, and then another 4 staff members on top of that. I think probably the biggest contributor to my business and being successful is just continuing to put my nose down and grind and do the boring things that nobody else wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm Katie Briggs. I've been in real estate for 5 years as a solo agent. My biggest contributor to my success in real estate has been working my sphere, and getting referrals, and then also, just like Ann said, doing the boring things, making the calls.
Jeff, you're up.
Jeff Abel, Signature Home Team here in Estes Park. and been in the business since got my license 2016 in November and launched our KW office here in Estes Park April 1st of 2017 with my wife Julie. She's been in the business a couple years longer than I have. We joke that she drugged me into real estate kicking and screaming, and it's worked out so far for us. I think the biggest contributor is, again, that relationship piece of being involved in the community, building and maintaining relationships, and being willing to do things that make you uncomfortable.
Thank you all for sharing. And I do want to say the reason that I invited the three of you is because you all are successful, but you do it in different ways. Anne has a team, or a group more, I should say. Jeff, you're very much a team, and Katie,
Yes.
you're an individual agent. So your stories are applicable to everybody in how we do things because you get to do your business however you want to do it. All right. So if your business disappeared tomorrow and you had to start over with no database, what would you do in the next 30 days?
For me, it would probably be open houses. That's really how I got my business started. When I started, I had another full-time job, and so I didn't have time to do a lot of other things. So I sat in open house every opportunity I had, and I talked to the other agents in our office who had great listings. I remember Tom Dreemeyer had one at Water Dance in Frisco, and I sat there every single day from like, because I worked until about 5, so I do open houses from 5 to 6 or 5 to 7, and then on the weekends as well too. So that's probably where I would go back to today, is to really start that way.
Awesome.
I agree. I think I would do floor duty. I've met a lot of clients sitting at the front desk, open houses for sure. And then I think I would develop a sphere. If I was starting from nothing, I would figure out a way to get involved in the community doing something I like. So if it's getting involved with a group of moms that, whatever, for play dates or for hikes or something like that, then it's something I'm actually going to show up to do.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that community involvement probably would be where we would start. That's kind of where we started to begin with when we first got into the business, was finding organizations that we believed in, nonprofits to get involved with, and build as big of a network as fast as you could through showing up at community events and being friendly to people.
What a novel idea.
I know.
Being friendly to people. So what lead generation source has produced the highest ROI for you and why?
Good.
For us, I would say probably our source is it's morphed over time. It's changed a few different ways. But I think probably our number one source is a mix of circle prospecting and working expireds as well too. That's been something, and they kind of go hand in hand. The way that our system works is specifically when we do sell something in a neighborhood that has had some expireds, we really hit those expireds extra hard and really try to be able to talk to them and sell why we were able to get the property sold and maybe theirs wasn't. So I think those two have been the things that have worked for us most recently, but things have changed a lot over time. Different sources have been different great tools at different points.
For sure.
Let's see. Some of my best ROI is actually just like referral business. And then paid ads.
That's something to dig into another time for sure. Jeff, how about you?
Sphere and referral are our biggest lead source. That's kind of the build it and they will come model, right? Of you build enough relationships, you know enough people, and they start calling you, which is the goal of where you want to be. Um, our YouTube channel and our Facebook group have been surprisingly big things over the last 5 years. When we started them, our Facebook group, we've got 20+ million in volume just from the Facebook group. Most of that over the last 3 years.
That's awesome. So I think you've all touched on that, that your lead gen has evolved as well, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's what there are certain things you have to do when you're starting out that you may not particularly love doing, and then you find out what you love doing, and then you find a way to make that lead gen.
We always talk about that. Like you don't really want to have to work. And so if you find something that brings you joy then you don't ever have to work a day in your life because your work is meaningful. Um, how about in that shifting market? How does it make you feel whenever you have to, and this wasn't on your prep questions, guys. So how does that make you feel whenever, something that you have put so much time into over the years all of a sudden stops working and you have to change?
I mean, I think it's frustrating. I think for us, we used to get a lot of business from circle prospecting, but with the do not call list becoming more prevalent and having to follow those rules in order to stay out of lawsuits, it's challenging because you have to shift your model. And when you have to shift a model, then you have to start over with your systems and tweak things and go through that like pain period where things aren't working great until you can start getting them working well again.
And it's okay to feel that frustration whenever you're in that moment too.
Absolutely.
Katie, have you had that experience too?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, frustration is certainly part of it. You're like,
Yeah.
wait, what just happened? Why is my business not the same? But I think it's just being honest, like, and thoughtful and tuned in and what is happening in the market and what do I need to do to adjust?
And so that also leads us into those mindset, questions and challenges and issues. So tell me about a time that you almost quit or a period when your business wasn't working. What changed and how did you handle that?
I think, oh, go
Having
ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I think just having been in the business 12 years now, they're like burnout is a real thing. You get burned out at a certain point in time and you're just like, man, I do not want to make another phone call. I do not want to deal with another difficult client. I'm over it. I'm done. And I think it is something that you have to really focus on every day is not letting the little like negative pieces of the business, because there are a lot. There's a lot of rejection in the business. Don't let those weigh you down and really celebrate the wins. And when you do have a big win, like really celebrate it, because that makes all the difference in being able to come back tomorrow and do it again.
Yeah. Awesome.
So,
Jeff was about
Oh, Jeff, sorry.
For me, it was a period where I lost focus on the business part of our team and tried to take on too much other things and just felt like this wasn't a priority for me. And the team felt it. And so kind of stepping back, kind of regrouping, getting my head on straight, and dealing with some of the things that I was dealing with to be able to refocus. Yeah, I think if your mindset's not where it needs to be, it affects everything and everybody around you. And so taking that time to kind of push the reset button, take a little bit of time that I needed to do that, and then come back ready to go has helped our team over the last year and a half, especially kind of have our best 18 months we've ever had.
I mean, we are the business of in the company of the one thing, right? There's a lot of things out there that I will say I'm very guilty. I like to do lots of things. I like to try this and I like to try this in my life, I will say. And we do things the best whenever we give what our priority is that attention. Katie?
Let's see, the hardest time for me was when my son landed in the hospital and we were there for a month and I was out of routine and, like mentally, trying to recover from that experience. And then I was so far behind in what I thought my production was going to be that I got really like bummed out. And I think there was a moment where I almost had like, commission breath. I was like, I just need a closing, please. And so I took some time to kind of reflect on that. I read a couple of books that helped me shift my mindset and just kind of rewire for I can and I will, even though I'm not yet, but I'm gonna get there.
I love it. And I'm glad you're here. All right. Your consistency and your habits. So, what is your one? We're talking about the one thing. What is one non-negotiable activity that happens in your business every week, regardless of how busy you are?
I mean, lead gen.
Mhm.
Simple as that, making my phone calls.
Legion for sure.
Yeah.
For us, for me, it's our video. We've committed to posting a video a week, and I know if we're posting that video, we're reaching up as many people as possible. And then that means we're focused on the things that are important. But that's kind of the measuring stick of if we don't have time to do that video, then we're out of sync.
And that is your lead gen.
It is.
And it's amazing how much people are paying attention to those things, even if you don't think that they're paying attention. Cool. What did you do early in your career that you wish more new agents would do today?
I worked
I
40
think
years on real estate. Like I did it full time.
Yeah. I would say focus on the lead gen. It's really easy to get pulled into other things that we think will make a big difference and don't. Like, I remember I spent probably like a month making my website and I thought I was going to get all these leads through my website. There's a billion realtor websites out there. That's not going to bring me the business. And I think that was a big mistake I made. And I think I see it in other newer agents too, just getting distracted by all of the shiny things instead of being able to like focus on having conversations because you're never going to get into the position of having a closing and showings and listings and all of those things without conversations.
For sure.
I think for us, it was a combination of we were both doing it. So we were all in. So it had to work. There was no plan B. It was you burn the boats and you dive in and you make it work. And that improves your motivation greatly if there's not a plan B. But also be willing to try things that other people may not be doing. There's the foundation that we know that works, but there's also probably a hole somewhere in your market where you can do things better or different than everybody else is doing. And we were able to jump in with that with our marketing side of things and fill a gap that I think set us apart from everybody else. So it's the do the same things and be different.
I love it. What's the biggest mistake you see agents making right now?
Time management.
Yeah.
Yeah, or kind of like spreading their focus too thin, going to all the trainings and not just lead generating.
Yeah, I would say maybe giving up on one or two lead sources too quickly. Most of the lead sources, whatever they are, whether it's a marketing arm, a YouTube arm, a social media, open houses, whatever it is, none of the results are overnight. And it takes a good amount of time to increase your skill set in that particular lead area to the point where you're converting and just to, give that skills or give that lead arm time to work. And so, if you do 3 YouTube videos and nothing happens, I would say that's totally expected. 3 YouTube videos are not going to get anything done for you. If you do 6 months of YouTube videos, that's when you're going to start seeing some results from it. And I think most people just decide it's not working after a month, after, 6 weeks, something like that, and don't give it enough time to really take hold.
But I think it's the spending money on things that aren't important as well. We want to spend money on the easy button rather than doing the work that it takes. And so find lead gen sources that don't cost you a bunch of money that have a higher conversion rate is the fastest way to grow your business.
Absolutely.
Here's another secret. There is no easy button in real estate. Everything out there looks shiny and attractive and like it will work. And we've all spent money and done different things on that.
Yep.
And like no matter what it is, there is no easy button.
Totally.
For sure. What does leverage, again, team, group, solo agent, leverage is important once you get to a certain point in your business. So what does that look like in your business today?
So I actually just recently got a VA, virtual assistant, that I share with someone else. And so she is helping me with transaction coordination, but also social media stuff. And so just kind of taking some of those like little easy tasks off my plate, but that become time consuming over time.
At what point did you hire a VA? How long had you been in business, and where did your volume need to be before you could invest in that?
Let's see, I'd been in business for 4.5 years. Last year, my volume was 14 or 15 mil.
Yep. So it wasn't right away.
No,
For
Um,
us, oh, go ahead, Ann.
so you go, Jeff.
For us, it is a combination of things. Savannah's our director of operations. She keeps everything happening behind the scenes, client communication once we're under contract to close and beyond, all of that. Julie works with only buyers on our team. I work with sellers and do marketing. And so that's a huge amount of leverage for us by having the divided responsibilities of Julie working with buyers, of having Savannah on the team. And then for our marketing stuff, AI has been a huge thing for us to be able to tap in and use that for marketing stuff. For um, AI just updated all of our blog posts with new categories and tags yesterday. So I spent a little bit of money getting it, or a little bit of time getting it started, and it went in and redid all of our categories and stuff on our blog posts to make sure they were optimized for AI search rather than just SEO. So that would have taken probably 40 hours easily, and AI did it in a couple.
We use both systems and people for leverage on our team. There's definitely tons of AI platforms, even small things that people don't think about are leverage, right? Your CRM is leverage.
Yep.
Being able to use that sort of thing to a high level, video editing, certain products and software that you can use for that leverage. So we have a lot of different tech leverage. We've got a bunch of tech stack that we have. And then we have people as well too. We're large enough and doing enough business that yeah, I couldn't handle it all. And from somebody who's grown a team, I think the way that you started is the smartest thing to do. And you as well, Jeff, is starting with the admin. It's the easy, shiny thing when you start having enough business that you feel like you can't handle it to add another agent to the team. And that is a really challenging way to grow a team. You always want to start with the admin team and the operations team first, because that allows you as an individual to start doing more production to the point where you do then hit that wall, even after you've had one, maybe two, maybe three people who are helping before you actually add another person to the team.
And that is also from the career visioning as well. That is what we are taught because it works.
Yeah. And I made that mistake. I was the first one that hired another agent on the team when I was not ready. So I know that that's not the best way to go about that.
No, I think that's the mistake everybody gets into is they want to grow an agent team, and two good admin can support you and allow you to do 70, 80, 90 deals potentially. It's just a matter of if you want to do that versus finding balance and then bringing on a showing assistant or a buyer's agent or whatever. Luckily, I had that built in.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. All right, let's talk about client experience. What is one thing that you do that creates such a great client experience that people naturally refer you?
I think client experience can be more simple than we're all making it out to be, right? I think a good client experience is truly like picking up the phone when your client calls, being honest with them, giving them real feedback. We do a lot in terms of listings. And I think that's something that I think our clients don't love at first, that we're going to be honest with them, but they also really then appreciate it when their house actually sells. And that's like a conversation that you have to be comfortable having and let them sit in it and feel like, oh, that does kind of suck that the market's not as high as I would like it to be, but really this is where it is. So I think honesty, integrity, communication go a really long way when it comes to client experience. And that's nothing new or novel. It's just doing it well and holding yourself to those standards.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree. Just making people feel special, communicating well, and yeah, being there and present. I think you really summarized it well.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, again, communicating expectations. We've developed what we call the signature way for our team, and that's kind of a 5-star care innovative marketing and a level of support where they feel like they're their only client. Now, do we always reach that? No, we drop the ball, but that's what we're striving for, and we review that every week to go, okay, where could we have done better and where did we succeed at providing that 5-star care and making our clients feel like they were only a client. And so the intention of that we've had over the last year has made a big difference because we're thinking about it and we're talking about it. So therefore, we're probably doing it more than we were before.
If you could give one piece of advice to an agent sitting in this room who wants to double their business in the next 12 months, what would it be?
Is this the one word one?
No, well, this is not the lightning.
Okay, I was gonna say consistency.
Yeah.
Find more people to talk to. Build relationships. It doesn't have to be about real estate every time. Increase the number of people who know you and that know you do real estate, whether they're going to use you or not.
And that can be to both people in your sphere, your community, but also to agents.
Yep.
That's another great way, if you're attending different events, make sure you're introducing yourself because referrals pass back and forth between the mountains frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the consistency train for sure. Follow up with your leads.
Yeah. And like Katie said, show up,
Yes.
be here. She said she worked 40-hour weeks. I think just being here, there's something about putting that energy into the universe that brings back those results.
Totally.
I was having this conversation at the Luxury Pro event with people. Like, I feel like our big intention this year was to move more into that luxury space and start doing a lot more in that arena. And we have. And I can't tell you exactly what we did other than really put that intention out there and think about that every time we're making decisions for the business, whether it be marketing, whether it be clients that we're working with, whatever it might be. But we put that intention out there. And by talking about it, as Jeff had said, with the customer experience, consistently focusing on it and thinking about it, that moves the needle forward, even if you don't recognize some of those minuscule steps.
Yeah.
So.
What you feed grows.
I also
Yep.
think
Well, go ahead, Katie.
office is valuable because, especially for someone new, I sat at that front desk like all day, every day, and listened to Anne and Tony on either side of me, and I picked up so much good information. And just the way they communicate and the way they would maybe chat about a listing or, what do you think about this? I feel like that helped me leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I'm still constantly asking Tony questions every day that I'm in here. I'm like, hey, Tony.
Yeah, whatever market you're in, go into the office, right?
Totally.
If you're in
Yeah.
Estes, go into the office.
Well, I think it's the treat it like a job, right? That's the consistency piece.
Yeah.
If you had another job, you would show up when you're supposed to show up. And I think we get into real estate because we think it's, a flexible schedule and all those things. But you've also got to figure out, does your schedule support your goals? And showing up looks differently depending on your goals, but know how much you have to show up and then commit to doing that.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. So go hang out in the Estes office. Come hang out here in Frisco. Go hang out in Kremling or in Winter Park or Granby or Greeley. Go go hang out in the office, guys. That is a huge part of this. All right, this is the lightning round. Okay. Okay. One word or one sentence answers. Okay. Favorite lead generation activity.
Calls.
Mom groups.
Social media.
Biggest business lesson learned the hard way.
Ask for the business.
Good. You don't have to fix every problem that everybody has.
Follow up.
Best book for agents.
Millionaire real estate agent.
Books are not my best thing, but maybe the Phil Jones, Exactly What to Say.
I'm going to go with Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money.
Good one. What's one thing every agent should stop doing?
Waiting till it's perfect.
Mhm.
I would say, you're probably going to phrase this the wrong way, but I want to say make sure that your calendar is dictating what you're doing. So don't let your personal things dictate your calendar.
Wasting time on things that aren't going to, like on the 80%. Right?
Mhm. What's one thing every agent should start doing tomorrow?
Logging their calls.
Tracking is a big deal.
Mhm.
A lot of clarity.
Or conversations, I should say.
Time blocking.
There's something you know that you need to do that you're afraid to do or just don't want to do it.
All right, last question. This is not lightning. You can expound on this. 3 years from now, what do you hope your business gives you that it doesn't give you today?
Say more passive income opportunities.
Yes.
Definitely. I know, right? Yes, I echo that. I think I'm still working towards just a bit more consistency in closings.
Got it.
I think it's probably more time for me to focus on some other things, and our big thing is providing opportunities for other people. So I hope it gives me the ability to provide more opportunities for others to live the life they want.
I love it. Well, thank you to all of you for participating in this fun Q&A this morning and informative. I encourage anybody, if you have questions or if you want to reach out, please do to
Yes.
all three of these agents, for sure. I mean, again, our culture is a culture of collaboration and community, and the three of you live that and embody that all the time and every day. And so, again, thank you so much for doing this. And if no one has any questions, I'll give you 20 seconds to ask questions.
No question.
Shoot. Will, did you say you have a question? Oh, okay. Your head popped up. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. You get 7 minutes back in your morning today. Make it a great one.
Thank you.
Thank you.